Arriving at court. I'm at the municipal court regarding the false statements made by the police. This truck waited for me to get up here and then tried to back out. And then when I got my tablet, immediately parked over there. They have cameras. They refused to investigate. It waited and it was trying to back out while on me going down this road. Okay, on the other side, there's police again. This is where there's the people committing crimes. They abuse their power. I don't know what's going on. I just show everything. So when I get here, the police are here on both sides. Okay, should I go ahead and have a seat? Oh, okay. Okay. So they'll come outside, step outside, or do I need to come? Oh, okay. Thank you. For a ticket?
It is a criminal case. Yes, ma'am. Are you representing yourself?
It's a criminal case or a ticket?
Ma'am?
Is it a criminal case or a ticket?
It's a criminal case.
What is a criminal case? I thought I got a ticket. It changed?
That's how the criminal case was filed.
Oh, okay.
So, one more time. Are you representing yourself or have you hired a lawyer to represent you?
I can't get legal representation. I'm here with trying to report child abuse and being targeted by the government, and I can't get any resolution. I'm not allowed legal representation. The corruption is too extreme. I've tried to get attorneys, and I'm blacklisted from all legal representation. I went to legal aids and blacklisted there. They won't give me services in a multitude of locations. And I got this citation for reporting child abuse the government has been enforcing for years. I have it recorded.
So you're representing yourself in this case?
I guess so. I mean, is there any resolutions? What's your name?
Ma'am?
Oh, your name?
My name's right here, ma'am.
I can't see it.
Judge Acuna.
Okay. Yeah, are you going to be able to report the child abuse since the government's not allowing me to report it? Isn't that a Class A misdemeanor not to report suspected child abuse?
No, ma'am.
So you're refusing to report child abuse and you're a judge?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a judge.
Okay, and you won't report the child abuse. They haven't reported it. I thought that was a crime, but okay.
That's why it's a criminal case.
I mean, I thought it was a crime for you not to report suspected child abuse and with your position.
Maybe I'm not hearing you correctly. Come on up. Please.
Okay.
All I'm doing is trying to take over and make sure
Okay. Yeah, I just been targeted and violated, and I don't know how to escape that I reported child abuse to you and your judge because police gave me the ticket for trying to report child abuse. They've been covering up for years.
I have nothing to do with that. That's not on the docket.
The case is for me calling 911. I was reporting abuse by police. And then they gave me a citation out of corruption to shut me up for trying to report the abuse of my daughter. They didn't want me to report it, so I'm forced to speak with you because I can't get anyone to report the child abuse. Police gave me a citation, I have it recorded, for trying to report my daughter's abuse that they've been enforcing for years.
Okay. All I've been trying to do is make sure that you are or are not represented by counsel.
No, I don't know what to do, sir. I can't get legal representation.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Step out of the courtroom if you wish.
Step out of the courtroom?
If you wish, you're welcome to stay inside the
Oh, I
courtroom.
thought I was at court.
Yes,
For
ma'am.
the ticket, I mean, they rescheduled it on September 8th. Then
Hang on.
okay.
You interrupted me like 5 times and it's only 104.
I don't understand why you would be rude, sir, and I was reporting child
Do
abuse.
it again. Have a seat, please. Have a seat in the courtroom.
Okay.
And then explain to me this evening. Ms. Clark has a constitutional right to a trial by if you give up that right, then you'll be either a no contest or a guilty plea, which is granted in the pre-trial process. But just to recap, not guilty means you're asking for trial. Guilty means you're admitting whatever you're charged with. No contest means, Judge, I am not saying I did it. I am not saying I did it. So if you step out of the courtroom, which you are...
Can I ask a question? I do have a question. Am I free to ask a question?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't interrupt me for the 6th and 7th time, right?
I don't know why you would gaslight me, sir.
Wow. If you step out of the courtroom...
I can't ask a question? You just said I could.
Actually, I didn't say that, but I said, if you don't interrupt me for the 6th and 7th time, you keep interrupting me. If you step out of the courtroom, please be back by 1:40. Now, what is your question here?
I'm sorry, I thought you were finished. So if it's a criminal case, don't I supposed to get a court-appointed attorney?
No, ma'am, there is no provision for the appointment of court-appointed attorney at this level of court.
Okay, no provision for a court-appointed attorney. Do you need to see the evidence? I mean, I'm not quite sure because I'm forced to represent myself. I can't get legal counsel as I informed you out of corruption. So, do you need to see the video to see why that they gave me a ticket reporting child abuse? I haven't recorded the evidence.
I have not seen any evidence because the judge shouldn't see evidence before the trial.
Oh, okay.
You're presumed not guilty. The prosecution has to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay.
You're entitled to a copy of the complaint, which is the formal charging instrument at this level of
I
court.
can't get records. All right, can I get it from you? Because the police won't give me my records. That's so corrupt. I have that recorded too.
You keep interrupting me. I know you like to do that now, but I can assure you if we have any formal proceedings, that will not happen. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Prosecutor is responsible for giving you a copy of the complaint because they're the ones bringing the charge. That lawyer represents the government, not me. I'm between you and the government. That's why I said I couldn't help either side. Okay? So I will make sure you get a chance to see the complaint before any formal proceeding begins.
Okay.
Okay? So we are now in recess.
I guess I'm done speaking with the judge. Yes, what I was trying to tell the judge is that it was an emergency. The police has been enforcing child abuse. Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to tell anybody my experience at court.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay.
I just want to let you know I am the prosecutor, so anything you do say, I do have the ability to use against you in a trial, which this is your trial setting. So
how am I going to be heard? Because I haven't been for years. I just don't know how I'll get heard.
So,
if I can't speak at my court, like I haven't been able to, sometimes I couldn't even appear at court, and then sometimes I couldn't
so
speak.
I don't know what issues you're speaking of. I'm here simply on this one ticket.
That's what I'm trying to communicate and can't speak regarding it.
No, you can. I was just making sure you understood your right.
Oh, I don't, because I'm not able to speak at court, as I haven't been for years.
Okay,
It's a pattern.
So at this, so you're here today merely on the one citation of that ticket that got written.
Right, that was a fraudulent ticket.
Class C
Yes,
misdemeanor
it's a crime. Yes.
Of dialing 911 when there was no emergency.
Yes.
I was just trying to let you know I am the prosecutor on this case. So if you're more than welcome to tell me anything you'd like. However, if you say something that is incriminating against yourself, I can use that against you.
I just don't know how I can be heard if I can't tell the judge where am I going to get heard. He won't give me an attorney, and he says it's a criminal proceeding, and there's a trial, so I'm not understanding how I can be heard if I can't speak and tell anybody about it, like years.
You are entitled to an attorney if you'd like to go get some.
I can't get legal representation, which is what I told him. I'm blacklisted from law enforcement and legal representation. I'm targeted, and the government just goes behind me. I have a YouTube channel, and they just go behind me and sabotage any assistance to escape their abuse.
So I have no knowledge of that.
I'm reporting it. You do have knowledge because I'm reporting it, and then you're a prosecutor. If there's some amiss going on with this court proceeding and this ticket, you have a responsibility
Yes, ma'am.
to investigate criminal behavior behind law enforcement.
So, ma'am, what I'm trying to explain to you is that while you are entitled to counsel, you are not entitled for to be. So, like when you're going to a felony case, you're entitled to receive counsel provided by the
I thought all criminal cases that you had to have attorneys because I'll get lied to a lot. Okay.
No, ma'am. Only when jail time's at stake, because this is a Class C misdemeanor, it's a fine-only offense. So while you are entitled to seek your own counsel, the state is not.
So this is a misdemeanor for. Okay, for.
It's a Class C misdemeanor, which is a fine-only offense.
Okay, a felony?
No.
Oh, okay.
It is a misdemeanor.
Okay, I thought that's what I heard you say.
No, I was referencing in felonies you can be you are provided counsel. I'm not saying in any way that you are not entitled to counsel. You are allowed to seek counsel if that is.
So when can I actually tell people that the police are committing crimes? When can I actually address that? Because I haven't been able to address it years at court. Sometimes I couldn't even appear. So what time can I tell someone that I'm getting railroaded and violated? Why won't the judge take the report of child abuse as well as the police? I thought that was a crime for him not to report it.
So
Or the crimes being targeted by the police department. I thought he's committing 2 crimes.
ma'am, I don't,
I think he has integrity issues.
no, I do not believe that's the case.
Well, if he's not
But
reporting suspected child abuse, that's a crime. That
so
is an
he
integrity
has no
issue.
knowledge of it.
I did tell him that I was given tickets by reporting my daughter's child abuse
Yes,
that the government's been
Sir,
enforcing.
ma'am, sorry. So. we
So if I can't report any crimes,
No, you can report
Okay.
crimes. No one's saying that.
okay.
But today you're here for dialing 911 when there was.
I'm reporting the crime that the police are committed. They're giving that to me.
So I have my.
Are you
officers-
covering up for it?
I'm not covering up, but
Oh.
I do trust the word of my officers.
Well, it's recorded. It's recorded. I have it
Yes.
recorded.
And so, at the incident that we're here for today.
It's recorded that they gave me a
Yes,
ticket for
I-
trying to report child abuse.
I
That's a
hear that.
crime.
So, ma'am, you were at the police station
Trying to report child abuse, yes.
where you then called an emergency line when no emergency was happening.
Because
in
where
that
child
facility.
abuse is an emergency, reporting the police committing a crime is a crime. I mean, sabotaging my right to report police
So,
committing
ma'am,
crimes.
Today, what I'm going to tell you. So you have a couple options here. I am prepared to go to trial, where you can present your evidence if you so wish and call any witness you would like to the stand and present your side. I have the burden of proof to prove that you in fact called 911 when no emergency.
Child abuse is not an emergency to you? Are you are you covering for it, ma'am?
I am not covering.
Child abuse is for you not to
Ma'am,
report that and
ma'am.
cover for that. That's a
I am
crime.
presenting you your options today here in court.
Are you trying to enforce that the police, the child abuse is not
Ma'am.
reported?
Ma'am, I am trying to explain your options you have here in court today. You have the option to go forward with trial on this ticket that you were written. I am prepared to go to trial today with my officer.
Okay. Yeah, because I have evidence that they would. You're not concerned that they gave me a ticket for reporting child abuse?
Ma'am,
I don't understand how we can get resolutions for my daughter. She does have value. What's your name?
My name's Mackenzie McGinnis, and I'm the prosecutor on this
Okay,
case.
so you're telling me that the United States is depriving me of my right to report child abuse as they've been doing
No,
yours?
I have never said that.
Okay, well, I'm trying to report child abuse to you. I
Okay.
tried to report it to the judge, and I tried to report it to the police, and all of you have covered for it, which is a crime.
We're not covering. for
Okay,
it,
well,
ma'am.
that's
We're
how
here
the-
today
I'm
trying to
reporting-
deal with your citation.
Right, I got the citation for reporting child abuse. I reported it to the police, they covered for it. I reported it to you, you
Okay.
covered for it, and I reported it to the judge, and you all covered for it, which is a crime.
So no one is trying to cover this.
Well, I'm reporting it right now, and I reported it to the
This
judge.
is not the proper place to
They
report it.
gave me a ticket for reporting child abuse. You have a responsibility if the police were
So
criminal.
that's not my
It
responsibility.
is a crime. It's a crime if you don't report suspected child abuse with your position. It's actually criminal.
Okay. so
You're not
ma'am-
being honest.
Ma'am.
And the judge, he's committing a
Ma'am.
crime too by not
Okay.
reporting
So
suspected
move
child abuse.
past that.
It's a
Unless-
crime. No, why won't you abide by the law?
Because
The police
I'm trying
didn't.
to deal with your citation that you have here right now. So we can go forward with trial, which is where you can present your evidence. If you're pleading not guilty.
I've already stated that. I don't know how many times I have to say not guilty and people try to
Ma'am,
intimidate
you haven't
me.
let me finish providing your other options today.
I've already done this, ma'am. What's happening? I've already did this the last court date.
So your last court date was your pretrial date. Today is trial.
Okay.
Today is the day of trial. And so
Okay.
that's why I have the opportunity to present you with your options again.
Okay.
Which I'm trying to lay out for you.
Okay.
So as I said, we can go to trial right now and I can call my officer up and we'll call a jury.
I don't want a jury. I want the people to start getting their charges. So if the government is covering for child abuse, I want him to
Okay.
get his charge.
So if you're wanting a trial,
I didn't ask for a trial. I want for the people to get their charges. They did that in the task, and then they were able to. I'm just trying to get. I don't know.
Finish giving you
It's
your
like
options.
okay.
You're interrupting me.
You're telling me what to do.
No, ma'am, I'm telling you your
You're
options.
railroading me, ma'am, right now. That's what you're doing.
Ma'am, you've interrupted me multiple times and I'm
Are you trying to take control of the fact that you're railroading me and gaslighting me?
Ma'am, so you have the option to go to trial today. That's for your ticket. If you're pleading not guilty, and at your trial you'll have the ability to present evidence. You can request a trial by the judge or a trial by jury. That is your option.
I want the judge to get his charges. I want it to be the judge because they did that in the task and got away with it. So if the judge wants to condone with this behavior, let him get his own charge.
So then the other option you do have is if you are willing to plead, if you do not want to proceed forward with trial, you can plead no contest. or
I'm
you
not
can-
guilty, so you don't have to
Okay.
go through that. I'm not guilty.
All right.
I'm telling you that I have evidence that I reported child abuse and the government's been enforcing it for years. I'm not being heard.
All right.
And you guys not reporting that is a crime, and you were refusing to abide by the law.
All right. Well, if you're wanting to proceed forward with trial, we can go ahead and do that, and we can go ahead and let the judge know.
Okay. Do I need to step out the courtroom again?
You can step
This is what they don't do like a test. And no, they had a special court date for me, and nobody was at that one either. At 7 something, it was weird. Yes. Oh, I thought she said sit out there. I thought she just told me that. Ma'am, didn't you just say sit outside? Oh, I thought I heard her say sit outside. Oh, okay. That's weird. I thought you just said sit outside.
Mrs. Clark, the prosecutor has informed me that you are not able to reach an agreement.
I'm sorry? I couldn't hear you.
Ms. Clark, the prosecutor has informed me that you all have been unable to reach an agreement. Is that your position, ma'am?
No.
It's not your position. You
No,
have reached an agreement?
I told her that I was not guilty.
Okay. Ma'am, you have to listen. I understand that you may be upset or frustrated. I get that. I get that you're unfamiliar with the proceedings of the court because you're not here every day. That would make sense. So you have to listen to what I'm saying to be able to answer the questions correctly. I'll start again.
Okay.
Prosecutor has informed me that you all have not reached an agreement. Is that your position?
Can I speak now? Can I speak?
Do you all have an agreement?
I can speak? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was okay if I speak.
Have you settled the case?
No, because I'm not guilty. I've told you guys multiple times that they ticketed me for reporting child abuse. And I haven't been able to report it to you, her, or the police for years.
A plea of not guilty then. Do you wish for a trial by judge or a trial by jury?
No, I want people to get their charges. So if you want to, a judge, because this is a crime.
Okay, so you want a judge trial?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Ms. Clark, that would mean that you are giving up, as you heard me explain earlier, you have an absolute constitutional right to a trial by jury. You remember me saying that?
Right.
Right. So having a trial by judge means that you are giving up your right to a trial by jury. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have a document printed out here in just a moment and ask you to look at it, which says literally that you're appearing in court today and for this case, and that you wish to give up your right to a trial by jury and instead have a trial by judge. Okay?
Okay.
Miss McGinnis,
Yes, Judge.
I would like a copy or a citation.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is the United States depriving me of my right to report child abuse in all avenues? My constitutional right to report the abuse of my daughter, that's pretty sadistic. That's why I'm here. I can't get answers for years. You said that I was able to ask that question on why the United States is depriving me of my right to be a mother out of corruption. And evidence of that is me reporting that and getting this ticket.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not familiar with the right that you're citing.
That's why I'm trying to communicate it with you. I haven't been heard for years.
That's not true, ma'am. Wow. Okay.
I have
You're entitled
evidence.
to your opinion.
I have evidence. That's why I'm asking the question. I want to know why you won't report the child abuse, why she won't report it, why the police gave me a ticket, why the government hasn't been enforcing the abuse of my child
I
for
have
years.
no evidence of what you are talking about.
You're the judge, and I'm reporting that you can pull their body cam footage. That's what a responsibility of the judge. They gave me a citation for reporting my daughter's abuse. And if I can't report that to any government official, I'm not being heard at court, and everywhere I go, they're covering for crimes. That's obstruction of justice, and that's criminal for parties to tamper with evidence and not let me voice the corruption behind the abuse of my child. If you have certain positions, it's a responsibility for you to report child abuse. And I'm informing this court, these police gave me this ticket to enforce it, as they've been doing years. That same department detained me. And I haven't been heard, and that's a crime to not report suspected child abuse. In some circumstances, it's a felony. Can I repeat the question, Judge? Because you did say that I was able to ask a question, and I still didn't get a resolution on why the United States was depriving me of my right to report child abuse everywhere. And you have evidence of it, because that's why I'm here.
Okay, Ms. Clark, did you have the opportunity to read that document?
I did. Were you able to hear me, what I just stated?
No, you were talking to me, ma'am?
Yes, I was.
In court, first of all, it's typical for someone to stand when addressing the court or be addressed by the court. I've relaxed the rule because I realize you're not familiar with court procedures because you're not here every day. Also, it's typical to address the judge as judge or your honor or sir. I didn't hear you directing a comment to me. No, I was looking at the applicable law.
Okay.
So what is your new comment or new question now?
Okay. It's the same one that I asked you, Judge. I'm standing. Okay. So the same one that I asked you earlier. I don't know why the United States was depriving me of my right to report child abuse. Period. Everywhere I go. Why would the United States sabotage? That's a crime. Why would the United States treat me like that? A parent distraught
I
over.
don't know why the United States would deprive you of that, man.
That's why I'm here. I'm informing you of that multiple times. They gave me a ticket for reporting child abuse. They do it at CPS. I don't understand why the United States, as well as multiple other parties, would deprive me of my right of reporting my daughter's abuse, which is actually a crime.
I don't know why they would either, man.
That's why I'm here.
I got it.
Right. So how do I report it? Because they keep tampering with evidence, committing crimes, and forcing child abuse. So if you won't report it, the prosecutor won't report it, and the police slandered me and gave me a ticket to enforce it, is the United States depriving me of my right to report my daughter's abuse, which is a crime?
I have not seen any evidence of child abuse, man.
There is. I can
I
give you.
understand you keep saying that. I haven't seen any evidence of it. This case is about an accusation against you that you called 911 without a qualifying emergency. Now, I asked Ms. McGinnis to give you a copy of the complaint, which I explained to you earlier this afternoon is the formal charging instrument at this level of court. That is the accusation that has been made by the city of Dallas. It alleges that you called 911 without a qualifying emergency. That's what you're here to plead not guilty or guilty or no contest to. That's the allegation the prosecutor has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to obtain a conviction. Okay? Have you received that document, Ms. Clark?
Yes, I have my hand up.
I see that.
Okay.
Man. I'm still talking.
Okay.
Wow, that's like the 9th time. Let me make it clear for you because I don't want you to be confused. If you interrupt me again, I'm holding you in contempt of court. I think 9 times is enough warning, don't you? Don't you, Ms. Clark?
I can speak.
Don't you think 9 warnings is enough?
I'm scared. I don't know what to
Okay.
do.
All right. Well, I just want you to be clear on that, okay? What's your question now?
I'm scared. I get mistreated everywhere I go. I don't know how to report child abuse. because I get violated every avenue I take to be a mom and protect my daughter from child abuse. I'm not being heard here. I told you that I was just simply trying to report child abuse, and then you keep holding me in contempt each time I talk.
No, that's not what has happened. I told you if you interrupt me again, I will hold you in contempt. I've not held you in contempt once. I've let you interrupt me 9 times since you've been here this afternoon. I don't know if you don't understand or if you're making things up to try to instigate something. I have no idea because I haven't met you until this afternoon. But we are going to follow the court rules. I am not going to make up new rules for your case. I cannot do that. Now, my question to you was, have you received the complaint from Ms. McGinnis? Have you had an opportunity to read it? Okay. Have you had an opportunity to read the document I asked Officer Pitter to give you, which we discussed earlier, which was a waiver of your right to a jury trial? You previously told me you wanted a judge trial and not a jury trial. Have you had a chance to complete the document that is a waiver of jury trial?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Have you signed that document?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Officer Pitter, if you could retrieve that document.
It's in the tray.
It's in the tray? Okay. All right. Then we're clear on jury, sir? Yes, ma'am.
Each time that I tell you about the crime, you say I'm interrupting you. So I have not got a resolution to each report because each time I try to get a resolution on protecting my child, you hold me and you say that I'm interrupting you. When I try to get to a resolution of my child being enforced to be an abuse.
Because you have cut me off, ma'am. You have interrupted me about 9 times since you walked into this courtroom. I haven't done anything about it up until now, but I assure you that I will if you continue to do it, okay? I don't want you to be confused. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. What's your question?
Are you depriving me of the right to protect my child?
I haven't done anything
Okay.
of the sort, ma'am.
Okay, so
I haven't done anything of the sort.
Okay.
I don't know why you keep making this stuff up. All I've done is welcomed you to the courtroom. I tried to explain the procedure to you. You interrupted me about 5 times during that. You walked out of court without permission to do so.
I heard
I
her.
made sure that you got a complaint. I made sure that you got the waiver form. I haven't deprived you of anything. I'm making sure that your rights are actually being observed. I got confirmation in writing that you wish to give up your constitutional right to a trial by jury. I made sure you got a copy of the criminal complaint. That's all I've done, and I've answered like 6 of your questions. That's all I've done. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I still don't know where to report child abuse because I can't report it to you. I can't report it to the police. Where do I go report child abuse? Are you not able to tell me that?
Before this proceeding is over, I'll find out for you.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, personally appear before me the undersigned authority of affiant, who after being by sworn oaths and provided by the affiant by Larry Ward, Dallas Police Department officer, who personally investigated such offense that Kenya and Clark hereinafter called after or audibly dialed the emergency telephone number 911 from the premise located at 1999 East Camp Wisdom Road, a public street and highway located within the territorial limits of the city of Dallas, Texas, where in fact there was no emergency to report, against the peace and dignity of the state of Texas, signed by the affiant Marcia Holmes. On this 3rd day of August 2022, the above complaint was sworn to before me by affiant and filed by me in the municipal court in the city of
Guilty or no contest?
Not guilty.
Thank you. All right.
against Ms. Kenya and Clark for the violation of section 31-29 of the Dallas City Code for dialing 911 when no emergency existed. You will hear evidence presented by the officer present, Larry Ward, how Ms. Clark was at the police department filing a report and was unpleased with the services she was being provided and called 911 while there was no emergency happening, while currently present in the police station. So this is why we are here today and gathered. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Clark, you have the right to make what's called an opening statement. It is not evidence, it is not argument. It's simply a statement as to what you think the evidence will show. You're not required to make one, but you have that opportunity. Do you wish to make an opening statement, Ms. Clark? Okay, you may rise and give your opening statement.
I have substantial evidence that I have been targeted by multiple different police departments. They've detained me enforcing child abuse. I have evidence of that. I have evidence of multiple different individuals tampering with evidence in that department, committing crimes, and denying me welfare checks for my daughter. I have evidence of all of that. So there's a conspiracy with this department to enforce interference with child custody crimes, as well as a multitude of other parties, which is a felony charge. So I do have evidence and supporting documents and evidence of that crime is me being charged this offense. This is also evidence as well as this is a second incident where me simply reporting crimes that the government was behind became criminal, which is not violating my constitutional right. It is an emergency even if it's government officials that are committing crimes. I have that constitutional right, and I have evidence that 2 different locations charged me with criminal offenses for reporting crimes that they were committing.
Thank you, ma'am. State will call its first witness.
The state call, can you please state your name and occupation?
My name is Larry Ward. I'm a police officer at the City of Dallas and South Central Patrol Station.
And for the record, how do you spell your last name?
W-A-R-R.
Now, Officer Ward, did you issue citation C22105901 to Miss Kenya N. Clark?
Yes.
And if Miss Clark were present in this courtroom, would you be able to identify her?
Yes.
Can you please identify her by pointing to her and then stating an item of clothing?
Black t-shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has made an in-court identification